Then we have the Mavericks against the Timberwolves. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. When the Western Conference playoffs started, I did not think that we would get the Mavericks and Timberwolves in the Western Conference Finals. I thought you played against the Clippers, who are fully formed. I thought the Clippers were going to beat the Mavericks, and I thought that obviously the Denver Nuggets were going to beat. That's another thing. The Celtics don't even have to go against the Nuggets. Okay. Let's stay on track. I've said this before. I said this in a reel. I said this on an episode. And I said this in a clip because I think I broke it all down. If this Timberwolves team is firing on all cylinders, if they're playing to the best of their ability, not only are they the best team remaining in the Western Conference, but they have a very good shot of finding themselves as the one remaining team in this playoffs, meaning they could win it all. I think they match up well with anybody. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons why I think they are one of the best team, if not the best team. They match up with anybody. Like when you look at the matchup with the Mavericks, you have Jaden McDaniels, who is one of the best defenders. I think he made all NBA or all defensive first team, I think. You have Anthony Edwards. You have Rudy Gobert as a rim protector. And now when you're going against the Mavericks, you don't have to worry too much about – you're not playing Nikola Jokic. And you're also not playing Nurkic, which you got swept. So I don't even know why I even mentioned the Suns. But you're playing against Daniel Gafford, who's not an offensive – he's not a shooter at all, and Derek Lively, who's not a shooter at all. So that's going to help you tremendously because now – the Mavericks, at least that position, plays into your hands. Karl-Anthony Towns is going to I say this all the time. I think Anthony Edwards is going to have his hand. Anthony Edwards and Jaden McDaniels are going to have their hands full with Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic. It is important that Karl-Anthony Towns beats his matchup, which I think his matchup is going to be either Derek Lively or PJ Washington. If you don't emerge as the better player in that thing, in that matchup, then it's going to be a long series for the Timberwolves. But back to my original statement, if the Timberwolves play to the best of their ability, they are almost unbeatable. Because they have scores, they have shooters, they have defenders, they have drivers, they have players that can put the ball on the ground. They have a point guard in Mike Conley. They have Anthony Edwards who can take over games, as we've seen. And they have Karl-Anthony Towns who can take over games. Again, I've said this multiple times. Karl-Anthony Towns has a 60-point game this year. So he ain't no scrub. It's going to be a very interesting series, and no offense to the Mavericks, bro. The Mavericks, you have arguably the best backcourt in basketball in Luka and Kyrie. They are obviously the best remaining backcourt in the playoffs, and that duo. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't see much success for that duo because of. We know Luka to be a player that thrives with the ball in his hands, and he hasn't really shown the ability to be effective off ball. And to a lesser extent, Kyrie Irving is in the same boat. The one time we saw Kyrie Irving be successful off the ball was playing with arguably the greatest player of all time in LeBron James. And he did play pretty well with KD, but injuries kind of derailed any chance of that blossoming to anything. So the Mavericks are no scrub in this fight. Do not get me wrong, but I think that the Timberwolves they're the better team, and I would be shocked. I think it's going to be a good series, but I'm going to say the Timberwolves I'll say 6. So I have the Celtics winning in 6, and I have the Timberwolves winning in 6, meaning I have Anthony Edwards going up against Jason Tatum in the finals. We'll talk about it if it happens, but those are my predictions. Oh, man, you stayed to the end of the video. I appreciate you. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss any content from your boy. You can also go back and watch past episodes, past clips, and don't forget that the Unpopular Podcast, new episodes drop every Wednesday and Saturday. Appreciate you.